15 years ago, the world's biggest passenger plane took off for the first time. The double-decker Airbus A380 took off on the 27th of April 2005 for a test flight from the factory in Toulouse. It was the first journey of an aircraft that was expected to have an amazing career. The superjumbo was supposed to transform flying, and it could carry more people more comfortably than ever before. Even while it was a little more than a concept, the aviation industry was enthused with the opportunities it could offer. So let's go through all of the airlines that currently operate the superjumbo A380. So the first airline on the list is All Nippon Airways. They currently have 2 of the superjumbos in their fleet, and with 1 more on their way, making it a total of 3 aircraft. It's far too early to talk about the retirement of these planes. The next airline is China Southern Airlines. They're the only Chinese airline to order and operate the Airbus A380. The airline initially operated the aircraft on their Beijing to Hong Kong and Beijing to Guangzhou routes. However, these services struggled to be profitable. Due to the demand limitation of the airline's international hub at Guangzhou Airport, very few routes from Guangzhou have the demand to support an A380. In an effort to make the A380 viable, China Southern has started operating their plane from Guangzhou to Los Angeles and also to Sydney. Now the A380 comes to Sydney and Melbourne every summer during its peak travel period. Now Thai Airways is the next operator with 6 aircraft. They placed an order for a number of aircraft including the Boeing 787 and the A350, and they also launched the refurbishment of their Boeing 747 and 777 cabins. Mindful of the rising fuel costs, the airline has now phased out most of their inefficient aircraft, including the A340-500. The airline took delivery of their first A380 all the way back in the second half of 2012, and they used their aircraft on their core European routes. Now Malaysia Airlines' original plan was to use their new A350s to replace their A380s. According to various sources, the airline was hoping to sell their A380s. Unfortunately, a lack of interest forced the airline to hold on to their planes. This year, Malaysia Airlines launched a new airline called Amal that will run Malaysia A380 flights from the southeast to Saudi Arabia for Islamic pilgrimage. They have a fleet of 6 aircraft, but during the midst of this pandemic, we could see them sending their planes to the graveyard. The next airline is Asiana Airlines with a fleet of 6 A380s. They mainly fly to routes such as Los Angeles, New York, Sydney, and also Frankfurt. The future of the A380 with the airline is currently uncertain. Asiana Airlines says it will keep 6 of their A380s to serve their long-haul routes. The airline has indicated their retirement of their 767s, and they also plan to gradually phase out their Boeing 747s in the near future. Now a very popular airline is Qatar Airways with 10 planes in their fleet. The airline took delivery of their first A380 in September 2014 and the last one in April 2018. It does not have any outstanding orders for this type, and Al Bakir, the CEO, has said that Qatar Airways plan to replace their A380s with the Boeing 777Xs, of which it had 60 on order, 10 of the Boeing 777-8s and 50 of the 777-9s. Qatar Airways currently deploys the A380s all over the world basically, and due to the lack of demand for the new aircraft, Airbus has decided to end the production of the plane in 2021. Korean Air has 10 of the A380s in their fleet. Having received their first A380 all the way back in 2011, the airline would rather focus on twin-engine planes and is reportedly considering the A380, though I'd be surprised if they actually placed an order. Apparently Korean Air is having trouble filling even half of their planes at times, in which case the A380 is a total waste. The airline has 10 A380s in their fleet, and we don't know yet how many they plan on retiring. Unfortunately, this news doesn't come as much as a surprise, and I've never really understood Korean Air's strategy when it comes to the plane. Korean Air has the lowest density A380s of any airline operating the plane, as the airline's A380s have just 407 seats, including 301 economy, 94 in business and 12 in first class. Next is Etihad Airways with 10 aircraft in their fleet. The residence of Etihad's A380 offers a living room, a separate bedroom and an ensuite shower room. This is the only 3-room suite on a commercial airline designed for 2 people traveling together, which is very cool. However, according to reports by Forbes, rumors circulated last year that the airline was considering deferring or cancelling a number of their orders for the 777X aircraft. Etihad also has 40 A350s and 22 A350-1000 aircraft on order and is yet to receive any of these aircraft. If delivery does take place, these aircraft will eventually replace the A380 fleet. Next is Qantas with 12 planes, and they've confirmed that the A380 will be phased out within the next 10 years. It's still uncertain what will replace these planes, but do keep your eyes out for news regarding the Project Sunrise. That should be a good indication. Now, British Airways has a fleet of 12 A380s, and the plane has a capacity for 469 passengers in a 4 class: First, Club World, World Traveller Plus, and also World Traveller. In April 2013, IAG confirmed that they signed a memorandum of understanding to order 18 A350-1000 aircraft for British Airways with an option for further 18. These planes would replace some of the airline's fleet of Boeing 747s and the A380s. Options for 18 787 aircraft, part of the original contract was signed in 2007, have been converted into firm orders for delivery between 2017 and 2021. Now, Lufthansa has a fleet of 8 A380s, and they've also sold a few of their A380 aircraft. They replaced them with 20 Boeing 787-9 aircraft and 20 Airbus A350-900 aircraft. The new planes are scheduled to arrive between 2022 and 2027. Singapore Airlines has a fleet of 19 A380s, but some of their A380 fleet went back to the leasing company. In 2016, the airline confirmed that one A380 would be returned to its leasing company in October 2017 at the end of its 10-year lease, with a decision still to be made regarding the retention of 4 additional A380 aircraft. The first A380 was taken out of service in August 2017. And finally, number 1 on the list is Emirates. On 28th of July 2008, the airline received their first A380, and in August 2008, they became the second airline to fly the A380 after Singapore Airlines. They considered buying 100 to 200 more A380s if Airbus considered the A380neo. In February 2019, the airline cancelled most of the A380s it had on order, bringing to 14 the number of A380s remaining to be delivered to the airline. As of September 2019, Emirates has initiated its A380 retirement plan, which will see the type remain in service until at least 2035, by retiring 2 aircraft that were due for major overhaul and using them as parts donors for the rest of their fleet. As further aircraft are retired, Emirates-owned aircraft will continue to be used for parts, while leased airframes will be returned to their leaser. So there you go, captains. That was all of the airlines who operate the A380 at this moment in time. If you have any experiences of the A380, then do share them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll check you guys very soon.